Imagine a universe where everything you know, every star, every planet, every rule of physics, is just one of countless other universes, each one unique, with its own laws of nature, and perhaps even different versions of yourself. Welcome to the multiverse, a concept both thrilling and controversial where science fiction and cutting-edge physics collide. Hollywood has certainly embraced the multiverse concept with open arms. From Marvel superheroes flipping through realities to laundromat owners battling across dimensions, the multiverse allows for infinite storytelling possibilities. But beyond the silver screen, the idea of a multiverse has deep roots in scientific thought, stretching back decades. So what exactly is the multiverse? In its simplest form, it's the idea that our universe, everything we see and know, is just one of many. These alternate universes could exist on separate planes of reality, or may be hidden in other dimensions we can't yet detect. But here's the catch. The concept of a multiverse isn't just one theory. In fact, there are several different ways that scientists think a multiverse could exist. One leading idea comes from inflation, the rapid expansion of space right after the Big Bang. This model, developed by physicists like Alan Guth, suggests that inflation never truly ended. Instead, it continues eternally in some regions of space, creating new pocket universes like ours all the time. In this eternal inflation model, each of these pocket universes could have its own physical laws and constants. Then there's string theory, which aims to describe the fundamental building blocks of the universe as tiny vibrating strings of energy. But string theory doesn't just predict one universe, it suggests there could be a whole landscape of universes. Each universe, according to this theory, could have different physical properties based on how those strings are arranged. This introduces the possibility of billions upon billions of alternate realities. But perhaps the most mind-bending version of the multiverse comes from quantum mechanics, specifically the many worlds interpretation. This idea, introduced by physicist Hugh Everett in the 1950s, suggests that every time a quantum event occurs, every time a decision is made, the universe splits, creating a new reality for each possible outcome. In this view, there are infinite versions of you. One where you become an astronaut, one where you never left your hometown, and even one where you're watching this video right now, but in another, you skipped it. While the multiverse concept is fascinating, it's also incredibly controversial. Ask one physicist and they'll tell you it's inevitable. Ask another, and they'll call it speculative fiction. Scientists like Andre Linde have championed the multiverse idea, believing it to be the natural consequence of our current understanding of cosmology. However, others, like physicists Paul Steinhardt and Sabine Hossenfelder, are more skeptical. They argue that, without a way to test or observe these alternate universes, the multiverse remains a philosophical idea, not a scientific one. Some scientists like George Ellis and Joe Silk warn that embracing the multiverse without solid evidence could blur the line between science and speculation. If the public starts to question whether scientists agree on the basics, like the existence of the multiverse, it could shake trust in more grounded concepts such as climate change or vaccines. And then there's Occam's razor, a principle suggesting that the simplest explanation is often the best. Many physicists argue that adding countless unseen universes introduces unnecessary complexity. Why not just stick with what we can observe? But interestingly enough, William of Ockham himself was a proponent of the multiverse. He argued that just because we don't see other universes doesn't mean they don't exist. In pop culture, though, the multiverse idea is far from being a scientific battle. The famous Star Trek Mirror Mirror episode where Captain Kirk and several members of the Enterprise found them in parallel universe. It's a playground of endless possibilities. Who doesn't love the idea of exploring alternate versions of themselves, or seeing how their life might have played out in a different universe? Just like Captain Kirk escaping from his evil parallel universe counterpart, the multiverse lets us imagine worlds where the rules we know no longer apply. One of the most exciting and visually stunning depictions of the multiverse in recent pop culture is Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse. Released in 2018, This animated film didn't just wow audiences with its groundbreaking animation style, it also brought the multiverse into the mainstream like never before. The movie tells the story of Miles Morales, a young teenager who discovers he has Spider-Man-like powers. But here's the twist, he's not the only Spider-Man. Due to a malfunction with a particle accelerator, multiple versions of Spider-Man from alternate dimensions are pulled into his universe, each with their own unique backstory, powers, and art style. While the scientific debate about the multiverse continues, the worlds of fiction and cinema have already embraced it. For creators and storytellers, the multiverse opens up endless possibilities, allowing them to imagine worlds where anything is possible. And for audiences, it's a chance to reflect on the nature of existence and maybe even think about what could have been, if only things had gone a little differently. Whether you're watching Spider-Man swing through different realities or pondering the mysteries of the universe, the multiverse challenges us to think big. It stretches our imagination, and maybe one day, it'll even transform our understanding of reality itself. So, what do you think? Is the multiverse an exciting scientific frontier or just a tantalizing idea for science fiction? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-expanding content. Until next time, keep exploring the endless possibilities. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button in all the parallel universes.